Okay, so this is about classification of terms and why we need to classify terms anyway. So we've said that anything in a contract is a term, and we need to classify them by giving them different names. So we'll end up with three different kind of contract terms: conditions, warranties, and something that was invented a bit later called innominate terms. But why do we need to? And it's about what happens when one of the terms is broken. So when there's been a breach of contract, when a term of the contract has not been fulfilled, the parties need to know what they can do about it. And the two options are: one, can they claim compensation? Or two, can they walk away from the contract? So if I've got a contract with you and you break a term of the contract, you do something late or not at all or not very well, am I entitled to say, right, that's it, I've got no more contract with you, I'm ending the contract? Um, the two sometimes conflicting things in this are the need for certainty and the need for the fairest possible outcome. So the need for certainty means that in advance, the parties or their lawyers advising them would need to know what happens if. So if this thing happens, will that entitle me to end the contract? If they breach this term, or if they have broken this term, am I entitled to end the contract? So we've come across that concept before. Contract lawyers really like certainty. They like to know that these are their rights in this particular circumstance. But against that, you've got fairness. What's the most fair outcome in a particular set of circumstances? So let's say that I've got to deliver 10 tons of potatoes to you, and I've got to deliver them on Monday, and I bring them on Wednesday. Now, if my late delivery allows you to end the contract, that might be certain. You know that my late delivery allows you to end the contract, to walk away from it, and to say, right, there's no more contract between us. But that might not be fair. It might be that you don't need the potatoes until Wednesday. So you've not really lost anything, and it would be unfair of you to bring the contract to an end. And that's the dilemma facing the courts when deciding how to label contract terms. Because if you label them in a certain way, any breach will allow the contract to be terminated. If you label them in a different way, the courts will say, well, what are the actual consequences for the parties?